Welcome to the sixth and last part of this video series. We looked at how predictions are made and how they are visualized. In this last part, we'll look at how new data that can be added by Kai whenever he wants to improve the accuracy of the model can be prepared and then used to train the model, which then can be used instead of the old one. We're back in our main menu, and this time we'll not go into model use as we did before, but model upgrade. Now this process of upgrading the model is a little bit lengthy, but it's understandable because it's only supposed to happen once every 6 months or so, whereas this part is supposed to be very easy to use and fast to use because it needs to be used on a daily basis. So if we go here, we see the distinction between data and Python files right away. It's also all described in the README file, but again, you don't need to read that with me now. Here is data, and it basically highlights the main components that make for the predictions, which is the historical data that we have from ticket scans, the weather data from KMNI, and here is just a folder where these two data sets are merged, and then lastly also merged with the holiday data set, which we have prepared for the coming 3 years, as we have for the predicted days Excel that Kai uses on a daily basis. But this holiday data set has all of the holidays that are influential for the past 4 years and the coming 3 years. It's a pretty big file, but it's definitely useful to have it all there. The ones that change more flexibly are included in the days to predict as variables to put in on a monthly basis, as we saw earlier. These are all combined after being prepared and cleaned how we need them in the model to one data frame called training data. This is then used in this and this Python file. These can be run just as we saw before with making the predictions by clicking two buttons and they run. They are all connected to the folder structure and dynamically change your paths depending on what computer you're on. These two first files are necessary to clean up the data to the format that it is useful for the model. This one is specifically for the ticket data, which comes out of Recreatics with a certain format, and this is for the weather data from KMNI. Both of these work as long as the format of these two data sources don't change. If they change, we would have to come in to adjust these files to work with the new columns and formats. In this third one, the data that is cleaned in these two is combined into the training data that we saw before as in the CSV format. These are then opened here. I hope you enjoyed this brief video series about our model, Artis the Prophet. We started off looking at the visualization capabilities, our interactive dashboard in particular. Then we looked at the owner of the model, Kai, can make predictions for the next 30 days. We then took a look at the algorithm that stands behind this. Lastly, we went over how the data is prepared and used to train this algorithm. If you liked this video series, please leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and like the video. Thank you.